August, and I'm here for morning yoga. I'm just going to do a quick yoga session, just like a 15-minute stretching practice. It's a deep release for hips, but before I get started, I am going to do my warm-up, which will be a handstand, a back bend, and a headstand as well. So I'm going to just jump right in for the sake of time, because I got things to do today. Muscles tight right here. All right, here we go.
Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Cassandra. This is my cat Scarlet, and we're going to take you through a short hip opening flow. So if you're working on hip flexibility or you're just feeling really tight and sore in your lower body overall, this is a wonderful sequence to add into your rotation. Suitable for all experience levels, no props required, and let's begin lying down on our backs. And you can have your feet flat on the floor, knees bent. Just drop both knees in towards your chest here. Trace some little circles. So my hands are on my knees, and I'm just gently tracing circles, massaging the lower back into the mat, and also just checking in with myself, seeing how the hips are feeling. And you can reverse the direction of those circles. Try to have your arms do this motion, so you're not really using leg strength, not using too much effort. And coming back to neutral, you can let your left foot come flat to the floor and hold on somewhere in the back of your right leg as you extend it up towards the sky, finding a little hamstring stretch here. And we'll start by flexing our right foot and then pointing through the toes, just alternating this a few times. So when we flex, we'll feel it a little bit more into the heel, the and shoulders on the floor. Transitioning into half happy baby. So you can bend into your right knee, hold on to your big toe with your 2-piece fingers. I'm gonna let my left leg kind of flop over to the side for a little bit of a counterweight. And you can use your elbow to push your right knee open a little bit more. At the same time, we're trying to pull it down. So both shoulders and both hips are evenly distributing the weight and evenly grounded on the mat. And we'll carry this into reclined pigeon pose. So you can guide your right ankle over the top of your left knee, finding this figure 4 shape with the legs. Reach with your hands and draw that left thigh in towards your belly. And you can rock a little bit also here, side to side. This is a deep external hip rotation, getting into the outer glute. Give it one last big squeeze. And let's release. We'll do the same thing over to the other side. So our right foot will be flat to the floor. Grab a hold of the back of your left leg and straighten it up towards the sky. And just alternate. Again here, flexing, really stretching to the calf, and then pointing through the toes. You might notice that this feels very different one side to the other. You can also bend and straighten the leg a little bit, as much as is required. Coming into half happy baby on the second side, bend into your left knee, grab a hold of that big left toe. Keep the elbow to the inside of the leg to push it open, and you can let your right thigh kind of drop over to the side. Deep belly breaths here, so a little bit of arm strength to pull that thigh down, but still pressing our shoulders away from our ears, so we're not shortening through the neck, not causing any discomfort or adding any tension in other areas of our body. We'll cross this over into reclined pigeon, left ankle over the top of your right knee. Pull through with your arms, either the back of your thigh or the front of your shin, and maybe rock a little bit side to side again here. Well, let's release. Pull both knees in towards your chest, widen your knees towards your shoulders, and maybe you stay here, or you can take the full variation of happy baby pose. So grabbing a hold of both big toes with your peace fingers, elbows to the insides of the knees. This is Daisy, she's Scarlett's daughter. Rocking a little bit, pulling the knees down a little bit more. And let's release the hold of the feet. You can just roll over to one side, or you can rock up, coming to take a seat. We'll set ourselves up into a butterfly fold. So soles of the feet come together to touch, knees fall apart, and you can choose how close you would like to have your heels in towards you. Start to crawl your hands out, and we're going to walk them over towards the right. So reach out over to the right, extend a little bit more with your left hand and left arm, folding in, and it's okay to round a little bit through our backs here. Might not be going down too low. We'll crawl the fingertips back over towards the center, and we'll go over to the other side. So walking the hands over to the left. If you have pets at home, I'm sure they've joined you on the mat more than once. Seem to be cat now Star Scarlet, you're gonna have to move a little bit over to the side. Hands shoulder width distance apart, feet are hip width distance apart as you tuck the toes under and lift the hips up and back. So this first stretch, you can alternate paddling out the legs, bending one knee, straightening the opposite leg as you push down into the heel. And now quieting this down from the legs. Let's reach our right leg up towards the sky. Bend your right knee, open up your hips. So really get a big thigh stretch here. And we'll step our foot to the outer edge of our right hand. So wide stance, both my palms are to the inside of my right leg. And that knee will come down to the mat. So for this lizard pose, you can curl the right toes up and roll to the outer edge of that right foot. So really letting deep external hip rotation, letting the knee drop. And you can stay up onto your hands. You might be a little bit more comfortable coming down into your forearms. And if you are down on your forearms, come back up onto the palms. One last option, you can add a quad stretch if you'd like, more like a twisted monkey variation. Right arm is going to stretch all the way up and back. I'm going to bend into my left knee and just pulling that heel in. So a little bit of a spinal twist as well here. Carefully releasing the hold of that back foot. And let's transition into our full pigeon pose. So I'm going to toe heel my right foot over towards the left side of my mat so that I can bring my right knee somewhere behind my right wrist, squaring off through both hips here. So you can inhale to lift and lengthen, and then exhale, folding on down. You're welcome to stay up onto your forearms if you'd like, or you can lower and prop yourself up. And taking about 5 deep belly breaths here. Trying to let gravity pull you deeper into the pose. Push your hands into the floor so that you can lift yourself up. We're going to find a downward dog again. Take your time here. Just any movements that feel good, just to free up that right hip before we go and do the same thing on the other side. So maybe paddling out the legs and the feet. Stretching it out. And three-legged dog with the left leg this time. So reach up, bend your left knee, open up that hip, really get a nice big thigh stretch. And then step the foot to the outer edge of your left hand. So a wider stance, my knee is still stacked over my ankle. I'm going to drop my back knee down and point through the toes. I'm going to lift my left toes up and roll to the blade, so to the edge of that foot. So I'm pressing that knee open. And start here for a moment, just melting through the hips. And if you'd like, you can come down onto your forearms. This is optional, you don't have to come down here. This feels a little bit too intense. If you are on your forearms, you can lift back up onto your hands, maybe holding here a little bit longer or adding your quad stretch. Left hand circles and reaches back, pulling that heel in towards us. Staying in a twist here. And very delicately letting go of that foot, transitioning into our pigeon pose. So toe heel, that left foot over to the right. Aligning your knee behind your wrist. I'm rehabbing a little bit of a hip injury. It's mostly recovered, but I'm just trying to be careful. So I'm going to keep my heel closer in towards me here to make this less intense. Find a little back bend on the inhale. And then exhale, folding on down. Coming to your variation of the pose on this side. passive and relaxed. Five breaths here. And we'll start to lift ourselves up. This will be our last downward facing dog. So stretching it out, making some space, really feeling the difference through your hips, just with this short practice, a few poses. Let's bring our knees down to the mat. Come to take a seat in any way that is comfortable for your hips, for your lower back. Hands draw together at the front of the heart, closing your eyes. We'll close our practice by chanting Om together one time. Let's inhale to chant. Breathe in deep. Om. Thank you so much, everyone, for doing this short hip opening flow. I hope you feel a lot better in your lower body. I have other classes in this similar style and theme. I'll link to them down below if you wanted to give them a try. Please subscribe at home.
All right, that was a quick practice. Today's practice, I followed yoga with Cassandra. I like her. Most of her stuff is intermediate. I like to mix things up between the yogis that I follow just to make sure I'm not doing the same thing all the time. I like a little variety in my life. That was a good stretch. Sometimes my muscles feel tight if I'm not getting a lot of water in. I get Charlie horses and stuff, so it's just important to get good stretches in as well. Well, that's all I have for this morning. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you joined me. And if not, I hope it inspires you to do something good for yourself. Yoga is so good for you on so many different levels. It helps clear your mind, helps you to practice mindfulness. It's good for your body, for strength, balance, stability, flexibility, all those things which are good for you, really good for you, especially as you get older. I am now 58 years old. I had a birthday recently, so I'm trying to be the best version of myself all the time. And I want to be one of those people that can still do handstands and back bends, when I'm 90 years old. So I wish me luck with that. Anyway, I'm getting ready to go get my day started. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll be back again tomorrow. Take care.